Is this voice okay for here? Right? This voice is okay. Okay, Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. So I thought we'll start with some prayers. We'll just say some, we'll say our Mangla Charan and then we'll say some prayers from Ram Raksha Stotram. Not the whole Stotram, but just a few selected prayers from that. Some of you might know those, but they're also on the screen. So let's start with our Mangla Charan prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतापद्कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सतं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णापादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्कायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरं गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So let's start with some prayers from Ram Raksha Stotra. I just want to quickly recite a few prayers. I have a very wonderful topic today. I think you would all relish it. It's called Ramayana through the lens of Bhagavad Gita. So some of us have already started reading Bhagavad Gita again, and or maybe first time, second time, maybe fourth time, 10th time for some. But regardless, we are reading in different groups. People are reading Bhagavad Gita. So I thought you will relish this. But before that, let's recite some prayers. If you want to follow, we'll just do it once, so no lead and follow. It goes like this. Mata Ramo Madpita Ramachandra Swami Ramo Matsakha Ramachandra Sarvaswam me Ramachandro Dayalu Nayam Jane Naiva Jane Na Jane दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणायस्य वामे च तु जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनं लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरन्तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये. So I think the meaning is very self-explanatory, but we are surrendering to Lord Ram, we are submitting to his lotus feet, and we are declaring that he is our mother, father, soul of our life, our treasure, our friend, our only maintainer, and we are bowing down to him and submitting our obeisances to him. So that I don't know any other. I do not see anyone else except him and him only. So I do not know any other maintainer. And we will touch this point today in the class also. Okay, next one. Apadam apahartaram dataram sarvasampadam lokabhiramam Sri Ramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyaham. So you can read that. Do I need this? I don't need this. Okay, and this is, I think many of the kids already know this. This is Ek Shloki Bhagavad, Ek Shloki Ramayan. Who wants to recite without looking? Which kid? Okay, you want to recite together? Recite together. Okay, I'm going to take it away from the screen. Or you can close your eyes and recite. This is Ek Shloki Ramayan. Very important, very nice verse. Go ahead. Lankapuरी dahanam पश्चाद्रावण कुंकरण हननम एताविधि रामायणम्. Everyone. आदौ राम तपोवनादिगमनम् हत्वा मृगं काञ्चनम् वैदेहरणं जटायुमरणं सुग्रीव सम्भाषणम् बाली निग्रहणं समुद्रतरणम् लंकापुरी दाहनम् पश्चात् रावण कुंभकर्ण हननम् एताविधि रामायणम्. So whoever has not heard or read Ramayana, this is it. So nobody can say that I'm not following the story today, because this was the whole story. It's in the proper sequence also. Okay, by the way, very important announcement. Very, very important. Please listen. We have a quiz. We have a 21 question quiz, and it's mostly, maybe just few questions here and there from outside. So if you're paying attention, you will be able to win. But otherwise, so we'll see who are the top three, okay? Those top three will be very dear to Lord Ram today, because they heard the katha properly. So okay, we are glorifying Lord Ram, but before that, let's also glorify Valmiki ji. So Shri Valmiki ji, who wrote Ramayana, this is his pranam mantra. It says, कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखं वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्. In our Vedas, in our scriptures, these verses, these mantras, they have such beautiful analogies or metaphors. So in this one, Valmiki ji is compared to a kokila bird or a cuckoo bird. So it says, I salute sage Valmiki, the cuckoo bird, who sings in sweet voice the sweet names of Ram from the tree of poetry, Kavita Shakam. So there is all our Vedic literature is like a tree. So on that, he's singing the glories of Lord Ram, and that Kavya, that Mahakavya, which he has compiled to glorify Lord Ram, that is called Ramayana. So before we get into, and I won't delay too much with the introductions, because everybody knows about Lord Ram. Lord Ram, especially coming from India, he's the heart and soul of every Indian person, right? No, I often feel that nobody can think of a time when they did not know Lord Ram. Nobody can say that so and so introduced Lord Ram to me, because we don't know when he was introduced into our life. He's ingrained into our heart, into our existence, into our culture, into our traditions. So Lord Ram, his appearance, his pastimes, they don't need any introductions. But just to distinguish, because we are often glorifying Lord Krishna, so just to distinguish from him, we have to understand the core differences between the two, and the main differences between their moods, how they come. When Lord Ram comes, his leelas are often described as narvat leelas, like those of a human-like pastimes. And when Krishna comes, his leelas are more Bhagwan or Bhagavati type leelas. So Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, he will lift Govardhan on his little finger of his left hand, or he will dance on the hoods of Kalia, or he will enter into the mouth of Agasur. So he does all these inconceivable pastimes he performs, right? Or the next moment he's stealing butter, he's running around losing all these tug of war with gopas. So it's very inconceivable. How does that happen? How are you killing demon a few minutes back and now you're losing a tug of war with gopas? So very inconceivable Krishna is, because that's what Lord is, Supreme Personality of God, and he's difficult to understand. His opulences, his qualities, his glories are very difficult for ordinary person to understand. But Lord Ram, he's not like that. He comes in he performs very human like pastimes. Yes, he kills demons also, but it's still called Narvat Leela, which means when he comes, his main goal, his main agenda is to show us the highest conduct, highest consciousness of humans that is possible. The ideal human being that one can be, the ideal son, the ideal brother or husband or master or student. So he's topmost. He's the first class human in everything, the best king, the most ideal king. We still speak of Ram Rajya. Look at what is going on in the world today when we don't have people that are representatives of Lord, right? How everything goes awry. But you can see that Lord Ram established the highest code of conduct, highest character. Okay. So it is said that Lord Ram's actions we should follow. We can try to emulate. We can try to follow in his footsteps. Okay. Can you follow Krishna's actions? Can anybody follow Krishna's actions? No, right? So Krishna's actions are not to be emulated. His actions are not to be followed. His instructions are to be followed. Okay. So his instructions in the form of Bhagavad Gita or Uddhav Gita, but most importantly, Bhagavad Gita for us. So he has established, he has given us some instructions on how he wants us to behave in this world, how he wants us to live this life. And that's what we need to follow. Not that we go around stealing things or stealing clothes or dancing with other people's consorts. So none of that. Those are inconceivable. Those only Bhagwan can perform. But Lord Ram's actions can actually be followed by an ordinary human. How should I behave in certain situation? How should my relationships be? How should I behave with different associates, right? Or in different situations? There were so many times when Lord Ram had this conflict of dharma going on. There are two situations that seem perfectly right, but which one should I follow? So he is that topmost human being who knows when which dharma needs to be followed. So in this way, we need to follow Lord Ram's character, conduct, consciousness. Okay, how he conducts his relationships with everybody. But let's get into Lord Ram's pastimes here. I'm already going to say this here. This is not the end of the class yet. अभी picture अभी शुरू हुई है. So अभी बाकी है. So don't. But I'm just saying that please honor this Ram Katha very patiently. This is very auspicious to hear Ram Katha. It's very auspicious because remember, it is said that. So I'll tell you two things that are said about Ram Katha. One, Lakshman ji has told Nidra Devi. Nidra Devi is the goddess of sleep. So goddess of sleep once came to Lakshman ji that you don't sleep. You've the whole 14 years of exile, you have not slept. Please let me serve you. Please sleep. So Lord Lakshman said, I've decided I will not sleep. I have to serve my master every single moment. So I'm not going to sleep through this 14 years. But I give you full permission that whoever is inattentive in Harikatha, please go and serve them. So, so whoever is inattentive in Harikatha, Nidra Devi is watching out, is looking out, and she's gonna pounce, and you will hear some snores coming from here and there. So let us not allow her to serve us, just like Lakshmanji, okay? And secondly, Lord Hanuman says that I go and attend every single Harikatha, okay, every single Ram Katha. So not that I have any potency or power, but it's not that Hanumanji sees. He just sees that Ram's name is being glorified. So please, he may be taking, he may be noting down who is attentive and not. So with that, let's get started. So I thought let's discuss Ramayana through some understandings of Bhagavad Gita. I'll start with the basic most understanding about why Lord Ram appears. Okay. And please participate. Whoever knows some verses from Bhagavad Gita, please recite, as you know. So Krishna has given us the reason for why Supreme Lord ever comes, right, in any form, in any expansion, to perform any type of pastimes, in any moods. Why does he come? He gives the reason in Bhagavad Gita. And who can recite the reason? This will be asked in Kahoot. Yes, Mother, you want to recite? Very bold. And the next one, okay. Loud, loud, please. Very bold. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right, that I come whenever there is a decline in religious practices, whenever the people deviate from the proper code of conduct, when there are more negative or disturbing elements in the world, then Krishna's purpose is not fulfilled, because our purpose here is to be to get reformed. When we have negative or disturbing people practices going on here, it is very difficult to connect to the Lord. It is the spiritual practices are on decline. So Krishna's mission of taking the souls, it is not fulfilled if there are negative elements here. So he comes to establish dharma so that people can perfect their life and go back to Godhead, because that's the goal of this material world. So he says, I come to establish dharma, which you can see in Lord Ram's life, how he, with his own conduct, with his own actions, he establishes the proper way of living, proper way of having relationships and dealing with different situations, tolerance, forgiveness, patience, love, everything he displays through his character. But also he comes to give delight to his servants, to his devotees. He comes to engage them in services. He comes to exchange various sweet relationships with them, right? He has these various reciprocations with his devotees who are always trying to connect to him. So can somebody name some devotees of the Lord Ram that he connected with, that he gave opportunity for service? Yes. Vibhishan, okay, Vibhishan especially, because he was suffering amongst all the demons, the only devotee amongst all the demons. Very good. Kevat, yes, very simple boatman. Yes, Shabri. You can all just say acting actually. Say that again. Guha, yes, Guha, yes. Nishadraj, Guha, yes. You are saying? Hanuman, of course, Hanuman, yes. Jatayu. Okay, so we can, I think, keep naming so many associates, so many servants, devotees of the Lord, right? So that's another purpose, to exchange loving relationships with his devotees, to give them service, to set an example through his devotees how various relationships should be conducted in this world. Like service attitude through Hanuman, or such strong determination through Jatayu, or so much patience, so much enthusiasm through the service of Shabri. So through so many devotees, he establishes how devotional service should be performed. And then the third purpose given in those verses of Bhagavad Gita is that I come to annihilate the negative people, the demoniacs, the people that are spreading adharma, that are deviating from my principles, my laws, right? So which demons did Lord Ram kill? All of this will be asked in the Kahoot. So Ravan, Kumbhakarna. So whoever wants to answer, get the easy ones out quickly. Ravana, okay. We got Ravana. Kumbhakarna. I got 2 so far. Marich. सारे मत बता प्रभु जी. हाँ. Subahu. Anybody else was saying? Somebody else. Trijata. Okay. Trijata, did he ever kill? No, right? He didn't kill her because she was a good one. Tadka, yes. Bali, yes. Prabhuji said Khal Dushan. I don't know if you Khar and Dushan, and then so the big army that they brought, various friends and soldiers that the demon soldiers that they brought to fight. Indrajit, Lakshman killed. Yes, but okay. Yes, okay. We can. Yeah, if you want to differentiate, so Indrajit was killed by Lakshmanji. Who else? Did we say Marich and Subahu? Yeah. We said. Khar and Dushan, we said. Tadka, we said covered. Okay. 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 So then I will not reveal anymore. Oh. Okay. So this is the reason why Lord Ram comes. Okay. Let's about Lord Ram, it is said that going into Bhagavad Gita again, it is said that his conduct is highest, right? He's the perfect human in everything. He performs the perfect actions, keeping promises. He turned the reverse of the big adversity that he was dealt. That wrong reversal that he was dealt. He changed it into his own for his own benefit, right? He used it for his own benefit. So he turned an adversity into benefit. It is said about Lord Ram that he knows dharma, and he knows how to establish dharma everywhere. So if we today we want Ram Rajya, we really want representatives of Lord Ram. Even today, that's why devotees are encouraged to participate in politics and be the leader in their community, in their country, in their society, in their family at least, right? Because if you're a representative of the Lord, you can establish dharma. So Lord Ram gives you that potency. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna in 16th chapter gives us about 26 qualities of devotees or of Vaishnavas. The qualities that he expects a devotee to develop, okay, slowly cultivate. These are those qualities, okay. Abhayam sattva samshuddhir jnana yoga vyavasthita. So somebody who is fearless, abhay, sattva samshuddhi, who is purifying, who is trying to purify one's existence by removing their sinful reactions. Jnana yoga vyavasthiti, somebody who's cultivating spiritual knowledge. Danam, who gives charity. Damas means who controls their senses, so they're self-controlled. Can you think of all these qualities Lord Ram has, right? Yajna, somebody who performs sacrifices. Actually, Treta Yuga was known for sacrifices. It was in where fire sacrifices was the Yug Dharma, the prescribed duty in that age. In Treta Yuga, yajnas were performed, and Lord Ram performed a lot of yajnas. Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means cultivating the knowledge of Vedas or spiritual knowledge, adhyatmic knowledge. Tapa, austerity. Arjavam. Arjavam means simplicity. Okay, simplicity. Ahimsa, non-violence. Satyam, truthfulness. Akrodhas. If you think of Lord Ram, you always think of this very sober, very calm, a very stoic, very peaceful, tranquil type of person who will not get agitated easily, right? Very calm demeanor. That's how Lord Ram always has a pleasant smile on his face. So when you think of Lord Ram, you always think of this smiling, beautiful face. Very difficult to upset him when he was told this news that he's not going to be coronated the next day. Rather, he has to leave the kingdom and go on exile for 14 years. He did not even blink an eye. This was completely acceptable to him because it was the order of his mother and his father. So that he took that order on his head. He did not even blink an eye. Somebody else would have flown into a rage or would have become very aggravated by that news, right? So akrodhas. Tyaga. Tyaga means detachment. So why was he able to do this? Because he's not attached to power. He's not attached to the throne. Hare Krishna. Kids are Hare Krishna Mataji. Ram, please hear Ram Katha. So Tyaga means detachment, right? So he was able to tolerate that because he's not attached to the throne. So if throne goes away, it doesn't matter. For him, he can serve in the kingdom or he can serve in the forest. It's the same thing. He's not attached to the throne that he will get aggravated if the throne is taken away. So Tyag. Shanti, we already talked about peacefulness. Okay. Apaishanam. Apaishanam means so aversion to fault finding. Okay. Not critical of anyone. So it's not like he's finding faults with mother Kekai or Bharat. He's not finding faults. Okay, this situation happened. This is my fate, and I will accept it. He's not finding faults with anything. Daya, Bhuteshwar, to very merciful, compassionate to all living entities, and Madhava Riti Achapalam. So okay, so that means he's free from envy, free from passion for honor. And these are some of the qualities, 26 qualities, and then there are some more on the next slide. Teja, Kshama, Dhriti, Shocham, so it's like patience, cleanliness, Adroho, Nati Manita, like nothing belongs to me, I'm not possessor of anything. So all these are the qualities, the sampada or the treasure of divine people. This is the divine qualities of devotees, of Vaishnavas. So this is the expectation of Krishna. Krishna expects us to develop these qualities. Okay, and Lord Ram is is often it is said that he has of course unlimited qualities, but these 16 qualities are very much prominent in Lord Ram. You can read these, but it says Gunwan. Okay, so he's very virtuous, he's full of all the qualities. Divya Devascha, so feared by even Deva, so even great personalities, because he's supreme personality of Godhead. So he is so authoritative. He commands respect and authority, right? One should not demand respect, one should command respect. So he commands respect in such a way that all the juniors, like the demigods, etc., they are fearful of him. Ditiman, he's brilliant, of course. Anasuyaka, very important quality. This is something we have to understand. This is one problem of envy that is very difficult to cure. But Lord Ram is completely anasuyaka, meaning he has no envy. He's completely non-envious. Satyavakya, always truthful, like that. You can read, there are many qualities mentioned. So these are, I'm just touching very quickly on the character of Lord Ram, just to tell you that we are talking about a personality who is has a very high character, very high conduct. Okay. So whatever we are hearing about him, his servants, his devotees, his relationships, this is something we really need to imbibe in our life, really um, need to start applying these principles of Ramayana. Okay. So Ramayana, it is said, it can be understood on three levels. Okay, three levels. The first level, which is most basic, most superficial level, on which almost every Indian has heard Ramayana, is the level of entertainment. Okay, so we have heard Ramayana through TV serial or through movies. Many movies have been coming out about Ramayana, so everybody knows grossly the story of Ramayana. But that is just facts. You know, just like we were quoting some names of devotees, we were quoting some names of demons. That is just facts and figures. So that is just on the level of entertainment. Okay, I know this happened, this happened, this happened, right? But that does not really purify your existence. Yes, I mean, of course, hearing or watching Ramayana and having some affinity for Lord Ram will improve some faith, some purity might come. It is auspicious regardless. But still, it will not really transform your heart. It will not really kill the sinful propensities from our heart, right? So then the next level on which we as spiritually oriented people need to go to is the level of enrichment. Okay, enrichment. At least we need to come to that level, from entertainment to enrichment. Okay, enrichment means that we start looking for lessons, start looking for philosophy in Ramayana. What is the moral teachings here? What are the ethical code of conducts mentioned here? So go deep into the next layer of Ramayana, which is beyond just stories, beyond just entertainment, and into the level of enrichment. So start deriving some lessons. We have some books here which are written by some very wonderful devotees. They are deriving lessons from Ramayana. So these are not Ramayana, but they are various lessons from Ramayana. So that is the next level of enrichment. Okay, that will enrich your heart more, because now you know what is expected of us. Now you know how Lord behaves, how his associates, how his devotees, his servants behave, and we can understand what is the expected consciousness, expected character from us. So the lessons. Okay. Then the third level, which is the deepest level of Ramayana, on which Ramayana is heard or read, is the level of enlightenment, which means we are not just learning the lesson, but we are also struggling on a daily basis to apply those lessons in our life. So, for example, and in that struggle, there is growth. In that struggle, the real purity, the real transformation happens. For example, you have all heard the story of how Lord Ram is exiled. Okay, Dashrath Maharaj became very sorrowful, very distressed in separation from Ram. He left his body. He left his body, and he was very sorrowful at the end, because he blamed Kekai, he blamed Bharat for all this conspiracy for hatching this plot, in which Ram, Sita, and Lakshman had to leave the kingdom. So he left. And then Bharat came. Okay, and when Bharat came, he was dealt one shock after another. First of all, he found out that his father has passed away when he was gone. Then he found out not only his father has passed, somehow his brother, his the life and treasure, the master of his life, Lord Ram, has left the kingdom along with his dear, Mother Sita, Srimati Sita Devi, and Lakshman. They have all left. And not only that, the reason my father has died, the reason they have left the kingdom is because of my mother, who thought that I wanted the kingdom, who thought that I will enjoy such a kingdom. So basically, indirectly, because of me, all this has happened. And everybody now believes when he came back, everybody is blaming him, everybody is accusing him of being involved in this conspiracy, in this plot against Lord Ram. So he's facing all these false allegations, this conspiracy accusations against him, right? That's why his name is called Bharat, because he carried this burden on him. There were many burdens. Of course, the burden that all the Ayodhya Vasis, everybody is against him right now. They are very, they're not happy with him. They think that he's the reason for all this suffering that has come upon Ayodhya. Then to think, and that he can reverse. He went to everybody and he fixed it, right? He fixed it that, hey, I was not involved in this conspiracy. I will go get Lord Ram. Please come with me. And he went with everyone to get Lord Ram. But the biggest burden that he lived with all his life was the fact that my father died and I could never clarify this with him. So he died thinking that तो भरत का मतलब होता है भार उठाया है जिसने. So he's carrying this burden in his heart, this his whole life, that my father left his body and he said कि भरत को मेरी चिता के पास मत आने देना, उसको मेरी बॉडी मत देखने देना. So he carried this burden in his heart. But with this we learned the lesson that Bharat Maharaj was still very tolerant of this whole situation. He still dealt with this whole situation very calmly, very soberly. Anybody else would have flown into a rage, would have become very emotional or sentimental, right? Would have tried to clear up their name, because false accusations are very difficult to deal with. But he went to every single person. He went to Kaushalya, he went to Sumitra, he went to Vashisht Muni, he went to the Prime Minister Sumantra, that, hey, I'm not part of this. Even when they were going over to Chitrakoot, where Lord Ram was at that time, he stopped at the ashram of Rishi Bhardwaj and he clarified this with him. I was not involved in this conspiracy. This was completely happened unbeknownst to me, behind my back. I'm not part of this. He cleared his name with even Nishadraj Guha. He cleared his name with all the people basically that were making these allegations or were in misconception about this. So we understand from Bharat's attitude that one has to be tolerant, right? One has to be, this is the biggest lesson to learn from Bharat's life, is to be tolerant. So on the level of enrichment, now you understand this is the lesson, this is the code of conduct, this is the consciousness one needs to have. But on the level of enlightenment, this will happen when we start applying this lesson. And I know I struggle with this, everybody struggles with this, when there are accusation, somebody's getting angry at you, even like your spouse gets angry at you for something you didn't do, you didn't do, but they get angry at you, right? They get upset. You, why did you do this, why didn't you do it that way? But I didn't do it. And you become upset, you start yelling back at them, you start screaming. So on a day-to-day basis, when we start applying these lessons, that's where the struggle is. And then you have to think, I have to be like Bharat. Imagine how much scrutiny he went through, how much tolerance he showed through that phase when he was being suspected, right, of such a horrible controversy. So I have to be tolerant. That's where the growth will be. That's where the purity will come from, right? So this is the level of enlightenment, okay, for when you read Ramayana. Okay, I'll go to the next part of our Bhagavad Gita. So who knows what is the meaning of word Ram? Okay, everybody knows. Okay. Before we answer, let's ask something else. In Bhagavad Gita, and we'll read this verse, Krishna describes this world As what? Okay, go ahead. Okay. Sure, we have more questions. It's okay.
Like house of miseries.
House of miseries. So, okay, so Krishna describes this world as house of miseries. Krishna is the creator. He has made this world, right? He is the source of everything, cause of all causes. He has created this world. So creator should know what the world is like. So he knows that this world is the house of miseries. Dukh, sorrow, or Vishad, Dukha, right? So let's recite this verse. This comes in 8th chapter. Krishna says, we can all recite together. Everything is on the screen. Mamupetya tu punarjanma dukhalyam ashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanam samsiddhim paramam gati. So Krishna says that this world is a dukkhalayam. This world is a house of miseries. It is temporary, but it is a house of miseries. And once you achieve me, then those Mahatmas, those Mahapurushas, those devotees or self-realized souls that achieve me, they never take birth again. Punarjanma. Samsiddhim paramam gata. They do not get punarjanma, they get param gati, or they get the supreme destination, the highest abode, the perfection of life. They do not come back to this house of miseries. Okay, he says that. So this, and then let's read the next one also before we. Then he says, the next verse he says, this world, whether you are on this earth or whether you decide to go to the higher planets like where demigods live, Indralok or Brahmalok or other Janalok, Tapalok, Maharlok, all these other lokas are where you think you may be able to enjoy a lot. Actually, that's not true. You're not going to enjoy there. Okay, this place is not meant for enjoyment. Even in those higher planets, they are also house of miseries only, and you will come back um, down. You will fall down. You will not get paramgati. Okay. So imagine this world is like I compare this to like a apartment complex. Krishna is the architect of that apartment complex. So you're living on the middle floor. Now you can go to higher floor or lower floors, but the facilities are still the same. Okay, maybe a little bit more facilities, lesser facilities, but you cannot get out of the building unless you go up on the roof, and then Krishna will send a helicopter or something, and you leave this building complex. But otherwise, you're just going up and down, and you're just getting maybe a little bit more facilities, a little bit less facilities. And imagine this building is also on fire. It's all, on top of that, it's also on fire. Samsara dava nalalida loka tranaya karunya ganaganantam, right? So this world is also on fire, and so you have to escape this. So the goal of life is to escape this, because if you keep going up and down, you will not be able to run away from fire. It's all still burning. Everything is still burning. Okay, so you have to really get away from this world, catch the rope that Krishna dropped from the helicopter, and get away. Go ahead. Sorry.
It's like you're drowning in the ocean, and then somebody saves you, and then you don't hold on to it.
Yeah.
And then you stay in the ocean for like forever.
Right, somebody dropped you a rope and you just you're not grabbing it, you're just drowning, so you're gonna just keep drowning and just there is no hope. So there is no paramgati possible unless you grab that rope. So Bhagavad Gita is that rope Krishna has given us. That's why he comes to establish dharma, so we can grab this rope that he gives us. He gives us guru, he gives us sadhu, devotees, he gives us shastras, scriptures that are full of his pastimes, and this is how we can transcend this material world. So he says, ब्रह्मा भुवनाल्लोका पुनरावर्तिनो अर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्मा न विद्यते. So he says, whether you go to Brahmalok or Bhulok or even down, bottom, up, anywhere you go up and down the lift in this apartment complex, you will still keep coming back. Punarjanma will keep happening. But Mamupetya, but once you come to me, once you take shelter of me, then punarjanmana vidyate, then no birth and death in this world again. Okay, so we understand this world is a place of dukkhalyam. Now, okay, we have established the nature of this world is house of misery. What is the nature of jiva? What is the nature of the soul? Who knows? To enjoy, to be. You were going to say something? Yeah. That's yes. Right. So basically, it is said in Vedanta Sutra that Jiva's nature is Anandamayo bhyasat. Our nature is to enjoy, to have fun, to be joyful, to be blissful. Okay. So we like bliss, we like joy. Okay. So imagine a joyful thing which is likes to be blissful, enjoy, is situated in a dukhalyam. So dono opposite hai, right? They are completely opposite. Bliss and dukh are completely opposite. So a very unlimited, we are unlimited beings. We are infinite, unlimited spiritual consciousness, and we are trapped in this material world. So are these compatible? Do these go together? This is not compatible, right? So a joyful thing is stuck in a sorrowful place. So that's not going to work. No matter how much you try to enjoy here. So people are trying very hard to enjoy here, and our scriptures keep reinforcing this fact over and over again, that every ordinary human being who does not have this knowledge is struggling very hard to enjoy here. So we are just making a lot of efforts, a lot of hard work to enjoy a little bit. So, but that's not going to happen. All those hopes will be frustrated because this place is not meant for enjoyment. This place is dukhatyam. You have to, Krishna says there is no hope but to get out of here. Unless you get out of here, the proper enjoyment, bliss that Jiva deserves, that Jiva wants, you will not get, right? So, okay, now we know this. Now, as devotees, as spiritualists, we know we are blissful beings who are trapped in this sorrowful place and we have to get out of here. Still, devotees, do you know that, I don't know if you know this concept, but there is a concept which says that a devotee cannot be sorrowful. So if this is sorrowful place, everybody is sorrowful, why is a devotee not sorrowful? Have you ever heard of, so it is said, sad devotee is an oxymoron. If it is a devotee, he cannot be sad. If he's sad, he cannot be devotee. Sad devotee does not exist. Because the devotees know the formula of being joyful even while being here. Devotees don't waste time, so we are not waiting to get out of here before we become joyful. We want to become eternally joyful, but we want to be joyful even while here. So how do we do that? So that brings me to my first question. What is the meaning of word Ram? Yes. Yes. Anand, right? Bliss. Reservoir of Ram means reservoir of bliss, reservoir of Anand. So if you want to really enjoy here, then you have to connect to the names of Lord Ram. Okay, Ram means bliss or joy. So unless you tap into that ocean, unless you take a dip into that ocean, the reservoir of bliss, Lord Ram, his names, his forms, his qualities, his pastimes, which is what we're doing right now. Unless you dip into that ocean, that nectar, everything else is not joyful. Okay, so that's where the devotees get their joy. That's why they are joyful even while being here. It is said, this is a very beautiful verse. This describes the mood of a very self-realized soul. So, we tend to, you might be thinking, what is she saying? We don't get joy here. I get joy out of ice cream, and I get joy out of watching a movie on Netflix or going to Disneyland, or kids might be thinking, I get joy when I'm playing around in the park, right? Social media, so many things, right? There are gaming platforms and so many things on which you can find joy. So, but the truly self-realized souls, the yogis, the people that have perfected their lives, they have given up this world. Okay, they do not enjoy these small, superficial, shallow pleasures that we enjoy. हम लोगों का क्या है? We enjoy ice cream and chocolate and pastry and movie and TV show and everything, right? So we get enjoyment out of even these shallow things of this world. But yogis, real devotees, the perfectionist people, the spiritualists, they have realized that there is no enjoyment in all of this. They have given up all of this, okay? Even those people enjoy the names of Lord Ram. They have given up this world. They do not take any enjoyment in any of this, but they enjoy the names of Lord Ram. They derive bliss in the names of Lord Ram. So imagine somebody who has no hankering for any of this, but he's getting nectar only from the names of Lord Ram. How nectarian that name must be. So that's why it is said Lord Ram's name is not only it makes you, it purifies your existence, it removes your sinful propensities, it kills your sinful reactions, सारे आपके कर्म कट जाएंगे, everything. Yes, but also it gives you joy and bliss. It makes you fearless, right? So this verse says, Ramante yogino nante satyanande chidatmani iti Rama padena sau param brahma viviyate. So the supreme absolute truth is called Ram because the transcendentalists take pleasure in the unlimited true pleasure of spiritual existence. So this is where the yogi log isme raman karte hain. Ramante yogino nante. Okay. This is the 8th verse from Shatanam Stotra of Lord Ramachandra, which is found in Padma Puran. So, okay, this is very beautiful verse. This talks about Lord Ram's name, the potency of Lord Ram's name. Okay, everybody please recite. Bharjanam bhava bijanam arjanam sukha sampadam tarjanam yamadutanam rama rameti garjanam. So it is like bharjanam bhav bijanam. All the seeds of material existence का भर्जन हो जाएगा. They will get roasted. जैसे roast हो जाता है ना तवे पे. So they'll get roasted on the tawa. Arjanam sukh sampadam. You will get all the sukh and sampati. You will get all the material benefits also. Tarjanam yamdutanam. Yamdutas will not come near you. At the time of death, yamdutas will not come near you. But for whom will all this happen? Whose sinful reactions will be destroyed, who will get material benefits, and who will not get yamdutas? The person who is roaring the names of Lord Ram in their lifetime. Shri Ram, Rameti Garjanam. So everybody please roar, Jai Shri Ram. Once more, Jai Shri Ram. Once more, Jai Shri Ram. I'll tell you a quick story. We have more to cover, but let me tell you a very quick story. This happened with okay, Kahoot question. This verse that we just read, this was from Ram Raksha Stotra. Does anyone know who spoke Ram Raksha Stotra? Huh? Yes. Who told Buddha Kaushik Rishi Ram Raksha Stotra? He just compiled it. But who told him? Very nice, Mataji. Wonderful. Yes, Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva narrated this Ram Raksha Stotra to Buddha Kaushik Rishi, and then he compiled it. Buddha Kaushik Rishi compiled it. So this, anyways, moving forward. So the story is, so once Janak Maharaj, who is Janak Maharaj? Mother Sita's father, right? Father-in-law. So Janak Maharaj, there are 12 Mahajans described in Bhagavatam. Mahajans means very wonderful devotee, the topmost devotee, okay? So Janak Maharaj is one of the Mahajans. Yamraj is another Mahajan, okay? Once Janak Maharaj was traveling up or down the material world somewhere, just, higher class devotees can do those things. So he was crossing Yamlok. As he was crossing Yamlok, he heard these very pitiful, very sorrowful, hideous sounds coming from inside. Okay, like people were screaming as if they were being tortured or burnt, or they were in a lot of pain. Like a lot of very horrendous sounds were coming from the Yamlok. So Janak Maharaj became very curious and he was very upset. This is what is going on inside. So he went and found Yamrajji, who is the authority of Yamlok. And Yamrajji is another Mahajan, okay, another pure devotee of the Lord. So Janak Maharaj asked Yamraj, what is going on? Why are these people, are they being tormented? So he said, yes, these people have committed a lot of sinful acts in their life, so they are now getting the reactions. Because this is Yamlok, that this is what happens here. So eventually when all their sinful reactions are burnt off, then they will go to their next destination. So when Janak Maharaj heard this, being a soft-hearted devotee, his heart melted and he said, is there not something I can do for these people? Can I help them somehow? So Yamraj said, oh yes, you want to help them? Really? He said, yes, I would like to help them. So Janak Maharaj said, Yamraj said to Janak, you have chanted a lot of Lord Ram's names in your life, right? You have chanted a lot of Lord Ram's names. Give the result of one purely chanted Lord Ram's name to these people. Just one purely chanted Lord Ram's name. So Janak Maharaj said, that's all? He said, yes, that's all. Okay, yeah, Diya. Yes, given. I give the result of one purely chanted Lord Ram's name. He had not even finished saying this line. Okay. Suddenly everything became quiet. Clean. Everybody was gone. Everybody, all their sinful reactions are gone and they have all moved on to their next destination. So Janak Maharaj said, what happened? Why is it so quiet now? So he said, you gave the reaction of one purely chanted Lord Ram's name and they have moved on. That is the potency of Lord Ram's name. Hari Bol. So, and Shivji says this. Shivji says this to Mother Parvati. And many of you know this verse, so please recite with me. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Shri Rama Nama Varanane. So Shivji says to Parvati, what does he say? Shri Rama Rama Rameti. That the Ram name is so powerful, so potent, that it is equal to the 1000 names of Vishnu chanted purely. So Sahasranam Tattulyam. Vishnu, it is equal to Vishnu Sahasranam. So 1000 names of Vishnu and one name of Lord Ram. It has that much power. One name of Lord Ram has that much power. So it can deliver you of all your sinful reactions. One purely chanted names of Lord Ram. Imagine. So this is the potency, this is the power of Lord Ram's name. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what does he say? This is the middlemost verse of Bhagavad Gita. So in Bhagavad Gita, how many verses are there? 700 verse. This is the middlemost verse, whatever that number would be, 349 or something, 350 or something like that. So this 9.14 is the central verse. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you should always be chanting my names because my names have so much power, so much potency. Those results are getting burnt up. Those sinful reactions are getting burnt up. Your existence is getting purified. Your consciousness is getting cleansed. You just cannot see it. That's why we tend to take it cheaply, right? That's why we commit so much nama prad and we just lightly take this and we do not give priority to chanting of holy names. But actually, as you can see, Lord Shiva is always chanting Lord Ram's names, right? So many great devotees there in Lord Ram's pastimes. Can anybody name a few devotees who are always just chanting Lord Ram's names? Hanuman, before he does anything, he's Jai Shri Ram, right? He has to take that leap across the ocean. He cannot do anything without saying Jai Shri Ram, right? He's going to kill a demon. He's going to strike, right? Each Vanar, what are they doing before killing? Boom, Jai Shri Ram, right? Jai Shri Ram. So they have to say Jai Shri Ram because that is where all the power, the potency is coming from. Who else is always chanting? Right. So, yes, before Valmiki ji became Valmiki, the spiritualist, he was given the Lord Ram's names to chant in the reverse order. So, even reverse name, even with aparad, even without full faith, it cleansed him, it purified his existence so much. Who else? Vibhishan. About Vibhishan, there is a very wonderful story that comes. Do you know the story? Yes. Yes. The story or the names? Go ahead. But you have to say it quickly because we have.
So, when Vibhishan was saying the names of Lord Ram in his room, Ram walked in and he was saying, "What are you saying? Why are you saying Ram over and over again?" So Vibhishan said, "Ram stands for Ravan and Mandodari."
Just to trick him, he said Ram. Oh no, this is not Ram. This is Ravan and Mandodari. In fact, he convinced Ravan so much. Ravan said, "Oh, this is Ravan and Mandodari. Let's put this name everywhere in Lanka." I'm going to put this everywhere in Lanka, so everybody is chanting Ram. So Vibhishan is living amongst demons, so he has to come up with some strategy so he can keep practicing his bhajan, his sadhana without any pushback from Ravan. Anyway, so Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Satatam kirtayanto mam namyatancha dridvrata namastancha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate. So Satatam kirtayanto mam, do my bhajan all the time, okay? All the time. And Shivji also says to Mother Parvati, he says, Uma kahun mein anubhav apna, Hari naam satya jagat sab sapna. That this whole world is illusion and there is only one thing that rings true in this world, that there is bliss, there is joy, there is eternality, there is Satchidanand, is the name of Lord Ram. He says, Oma kaho मैं अनुभव अपना, हरि नाम सत्य जगत सब सपना. So, and in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it said, Tara mate sarvshreshta nama sankirtan, nera pradhe nama lele paye prema dhan. Why are we chanting Lord Ram's name? Yes, we want to purify existence. Yes, we want to improve our consciousness. We want to kill our sinful reactions. We want to kill the sinful propensity. But most important reason is to is to establish relationship with the Lord, is to reawaken the forgotten love for Supreme Lord, right? So nirapradhinam lele. But the underlying important thing is that you have to chant it without offenses, right? So nirapradhinam. Mother Sita, you guys did not mention. So when she was away from Lord Ram, what was she doing sitting in Ashok Vatika? What do you think she was doing? She was chanting Lord Ram's names. So of course we are instructed to chant all the time. Satatam Kirtantomam, Krishna says. But we are in such a fearful position. Are we not like in a position like Mother Sita, separated from the Lord? Are we separated from the Lord? Yes, and she was amongst demons. But in Kali Yuga, practically everybody is a demon. We have demons within our own heart. Kahan bhag ke jaoge? You yourself a demon. We all have demonic tendencies. We all have lower nature and lower propensities. Where would you go? So you're not able to connect to the Lord. Even if you isolate yourself from the whole world, you will not be able to escape your own mind and your own impure consciousness. It's going to keep harassing you, right? So we are also stuck away from the Lord, much like Mother Sita, in a very low quality consciousness amongst our own demonic propensities. So what should we be doing? Just like her, always remembering him. So she was always constantly remembering Lord Ram. She was always praying to him. So fervently pray. So when you are in fearful situation, actually we think that we're in a very comfortable situation. That's why we are not chanting, because everything is very convenient, very comfortable. But we don't realize that this is a burning apartment complex. This is burning building, right? Everything is burning. Samsara davanal. Everything is on fire. The world is on fire. We have to escape out of here. There is no other hope but the Lord Ram's name. That's why we don't have urgency to chant, because we don't understand the fearfulness of our situation, the difficulty we are in. But Mother Sita knew she was in difficulty, right? So she was chanting Lord Ram's names. And the beauty of her chanting is also, this is also something Krishna expects from us. Okay, in Bhagavad Gita, he keeps saying this over and over again. We may deny it, we may defy it, but this is what Krishna says. He expects Ananya Bhakti from us. Okay, she was so. If you remember, when Hanumanji came to Mother Sita, he found her, right? When he found her, he could have taken her back. He could have taken her back, right? He came, he jumped across the ocean. Couldn't he have sat her on her shoulder, on his shoulder, and jumped back? Why didn't he do that? Or why couldn't he do that? Why is that not possible? Why does Lord Ram have to make a setu, collect all this army of demons? Why can't Hanumanji, who has found her, take her? She's so small, so soft, so gentle. Why can't he take her back? Huh? But he's so intelligent. This is one of the quality of Lord Hanuman. He did more than just convey the message. Didn't he burn the Lanka? That was not part of his mission. She refused. He said, I will take you back. You were going to say the same thing? She wanted Lord Ram has to come, because that is her only maintainer. She's only dependent on Lord Ram. Nobody else can save her. This is a lesson for us. Nobody else can save us. We have to depend only on Lord, on the Supreme Lord. Okay, only He is our maintainer, and only Him we have to depend on. So she has Ananya Bhakti. Okay, she has Ananya Bhakti. She has what is called Keval Bhakti, also called Avyabhicharini Bhakti. Vyabhichari hota hai when somebody is not loyal to someone, like a wife is not loyal or a husband is not loyal to their spouse. They are called Vyabhichari Purush or Vyabhichari Stri. Very deviant type of person who is not not loyal, not faithful to their spouse. Avyabhicharini Bhakti means Ananya Bhakti only to Supreme Lord. We will not depend on anybody else. No other upaya, nothing else. If you're in a fearful situation, our maintainer is only Supreme Lord. So this is the verse that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So let's recite this about Ananya Bhakti. There are many, many verses. I have just the one very wonderful one. अनन्यश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्यभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. He says, those who worship me with exclusive devotion, ananya bhakti, ananyas chintayanto mam. ये नहीं कि this Devi, Devta, this celebrity, this president or prime minister or this cop or this lawyer or this insurance person or this doctor. I will depend on all these people before I will depend on Krishna. No, the first, remember, Rakshi Shaipe iti Vishwaso. We should have full faith in Lord's protection. However, Lord gives his protection may not just be for the body. That is up to him. But Jo Hari Ichha. So, Rakshi Shaipe iti Vishwaso. Have full faith that Lord will protect us in a situation. So he said, whoever worships me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what I have, but what they have. So yoga kshemam vahamyaham. I carry what they lack because we have many weaknesses. So he supplies for those, he carries, he helps us through those weaknesses. And I preserve what they have. And whatever strengths we have, he preserves them. He does not allow us to lose those. So our strengths are maintained and our weaknesses are supplemented by the Lord. So this is very important, Ananya Bhakti. And so this is, maybe you don't have to recite, but there are many other verses in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, he says, Ananya Cheta Satatam Yo Mam Smarti Nityasha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yogina. He says so many things. He says, Api Chetsu Duracharo Bhajte Mam Ananya Bhag. Or he says, Bhaktya Tva Ananya Shakya Ahamevam Vidu Arjuna. Like that, many, many verses where he talks about Ananya Bhakti, okay? Exclusive, one-pointed devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And here also she says, so she says, I'll just read the first verse. एकाकिनी दण्डकाकाननन्तात् सनीयमाना दशकन्तरेण सीता तदा क्रोशादनन्यनाथा गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. Sita, so when he was carrying Mother Sita on top of the ocean, okay, in his Pushpak Viman, Sita tad akroshad, in akrosh, in distress, she shouted, Ananyanatha, knowing no other Lord but Lord Ram. She has no Lord other than Lord Ram. So she shouted in akrosh, in distress, in so much insignificant sorrow. Govind Damodar Madhaveti. Govind Damodar Madhaveti. Govind Damodar Madhaveti. Same thing it keeps saying. Ruroda Sita Raghunath Pahi. She's only yelling for Raghunath to protect her. Raghunath Pahi. Mataji was singing, right? Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav Rakshama. Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav Pahi Ma. Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav, Ram Raghav Rakshama. Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav, Krishna Keshav Pahi Ma. So like that, she was also crying only for Lord Ram. Okay, let me ask you this. This is a very beautiful story. So when Hanumanji came to Mother Sita, right? He gave her a ring to show that he's a Ramdut. He's not some demon or somebody illusion created by Ravan. He's not a Ravan's person. He's Ram's person. He gave her a ring. Everybody knows that, right? Now, he said, but how do I know that you are Sita? What if I tell Lord Ram that I found Sita, but actually I didn't find her? You know, can you confirm to me that you are Sita? Do you have a proof that you're Sita? Because he has never seen her. He has only heard her description. So he thinks that this is Sita because she's crying. She's chanting Lord Ram's names. So what is the proof that you are Sita? How does she prove that? Okay, let me have her. Yes.
Mother Sita gives her children.
Okay. Yes.
The Natrya story of Jayan.
Yes. So that's correct. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. So she gives her chudamani, but she tells him a story. More importantly, because okay, he doesn't want to go all the way back. How does he know how chudamani is hers? Like, okay, he would have to go all the way back to confirm with Lord Ram, right? So she tells him a story that nobody knows. She says this story not even Lakshman knows. Okay, and this is what happened. She tells him that one day in Panchwati, so Panchwati was the place where Lord Ram and Mother Sita did a lot of sporting pastimes. There was Godavari River and they used to swim in it, and a lot of playful, endearing, intimate pastimes. You know, they'll sit there, hold hand, have conversations. Very nice time they spent together. So one day it was a very beautiful, bright day, sunny day, clear, a very nice ambience in Panchwati. And they had just finished their sporting in the river, and Mother Sita and Lord Ram felt very sleepy and he put his head down on her lap and fell asleep. Okay. So she has his head in her lap. At that time, a crow came. Okay. A very vicious crow who was actually son of Indradev, Devraj Indra, his son, whose name was Jayant. He took the form of a crow and he came. And he, for some reason, he started pecking on her. He started tormenting her. So he started pecking on her cheek, on her, chest, shoulder, breast, like that. He started pecking her. And she wouldn't move because she didn't want to wake up Lord Ram, who was so peacefully resting. So she wouldn't move. But he was tormenting her so much that he even drew blood out of her. So some blood spots came out. Now, Lord Ram heard this commotion, this disturbance caused by the crow, so he woke up. When he saw these marks on Sita, where she had been pecked by a crow, he became very upset, very angry, right? Very aggravated. So Lord becomes angry when his devotees are disturbed. Typically, for himself, he's sober, but when his devotees are disturbed, he's, in this roop where he wants to destroy the other person. So he took out a blade of grass and he threw it at that crow, that giant. Okay, and it became Brahmastra. Okay, so he threw it. He knew this is Giant. He threw it at Giant, at the crow. Now the this scene is very reminiscent of the scene from Srimad Bhagavatam where Amrish Maharaj was, cursed by Durvasa Muni, and then Durvasa Muni was being chased by the Sudarshan Chakra. So this pastime often reminds me of that pastime where Durvasa was being chased by the Sudarshan Chakra. Here, Jayant, the crow, is being chased by this Brahmastra. Okay. And just like Durvasa Muni went to all the three Murtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Jayant also went to everybody. Jayant went to Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, and they said, "Oh, galat aadmi se panga le liya. This is not done. You cannot peck Mother Sita and torture her like that, and we cannot save you. This is Lord Ram you're talking about. You cannot save you." So he kept going everywhere, and then finally he came back and fell at the feet of Mother Sita. Okay, so then what she did when he fell down, she gently pushed him towards Lord Ram so that he was laying at the feet of Lord Ram. Okay, he was laying his body touched Lord Ram's feet, and she told Ram, "Look, you have said before that whoever accepts your feet, the shelter of your feet, you will forgive him. Okay, so please forgive him. Withdraw your brahmastra. Can you let him go?" So this is Mother Sita. She's very gentle. She's very soft-hearted, very compassionate. Um, she is the potency, the spiritual or the superior potency of the Lord. So she's called Yog Maya, right? She's the spiritual potency or the superior energy of the Lord. So she's so compassionate that it is described in Ramayana that Lord Ram and Lakshman used to have a hard time killing demons because she wouldn't let them kill him. And they are traveling through Dandakaranya forest, which is so dense and deep, and it's infested with demons. So every step there was a different demon, and they keep harassing them throughout their journey through Dandakaranya. And that was one of the purpose of Lord Ram. He had to clear up that forest of all these demons so that the sages can practice their austerities and their sadhana, their meditation there properly, because they were always harassing the sages and their ashram. So Lord Ram had to kill these demons. But as soon as Mother Sita will see, she would request and try not to kill them and all this. So Lord Ram and Lakshman had to always sneak the demon out of there and away from Mother Sita so they can kill him peacefully without her knowing. Right, so they would keep him away. Even when Khar and Dushan came with all their large army, right after Shupnaka's incident, Khar and Dushan came with a huge army. So Lord Ram told Lakshman, Sita will not be able to watch this carnage. So I cannot kill all these demons in front of Sita. Can you take her away and I will deal with all this army myself? So he killed everyone single-handedly, right? All the Khardushan and the whole army. So that is how soft-hearted Mother Sita is, that even demons she want to spare. So, what to speak of devotees? It is recommended, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that you have to take shelter of my spiritual energy, my superior energy, my Yog Maya. Unless you have mercy from Yog Maya, unless you have mercy from my spiritual energy, first of all, you will not be able to engage in any services. Even if you do any services, there will be no bliss. You will not get any devotee association. You will not get any guru in your life. You will not get any spiritual activities to perform, because all that happens with the arrangement of Yoga Maya, right? What to speak of me revealing myself? I reveal myself only by the arrangement of Yoga Maya. Otherwise, my Yoga Maya covers me. So he says that I'm completely covered by my Yoga Maya unless she helps you to reveal me. And so for that, you have to make those efforts. You have to come, fall at the feet of Yog Maya, and she will then show mercy. So does anyone know the verse where Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Mataji, please go ahead. What does Krishna say about Yog Maya? Hari bol, Hari bol. Wonderful. This is not an easy verse to remember, Mataji. Wonderful. So he says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. I do not reveal myself to anyone. Yoga Maya Samavrita. My Yoga Maya covers me. Okay. So Mudo Ayam Nabi Jananti. Muda, unintelligent, foolish people do not know me. So people like Ravan will always believe that I'm just a Vanvasi, just an ordinary prince or king, but they don't understand my supremacy. Why? Because Yoga Maya covers my activities. So my activities will only be revealed to the intelligent people who take her shelter. So he says in Bhagavad Gita. So remember, we did 9.14, Satatam Kirtanto Mam. This is the verse before then. Okay. So he says, in this verse, he says to take shelter of Yoga Maya. In 9.14, he says how to take shelter by Satatam Kirtanto Mam, by chanting my names. So what does he say? Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashrita bhajante ananya manaso gyatva bhutadim avyayam. So Mahatma, intelligent people, wise people know that they should take ashray or shelter of my Devi Prakriti, my spiritual potency, my Yog Maya. And then they should bhajante ananya manaso. Again, he says ananya word. By exclusive devotion to me, you should do my bhajan. And then they can attain me. Okay, now next, I'm just going to continue for 10 more minutes and then we'll try to stop. Okay, this is important. So, do we need any particular material qualifications to do Ananya Bhakti of the Supreme Lord? Does Lord Ram care about something in particular? Does he care if you're very beautiful? No. Okay. What about wealth? Okay, how about education should matter, surely. It doesn't matter that you're educated. Okay. How about a big house or car or property that holds very big, repute in this world? So that doesn't matter to Lord Ram? No. Okay. Does it? At least it should matter that it should be a human that does Ananya Bhakti, right? Come on, being human, it's a very big deal, right? Being human doesn't matter. Being Brahmana, does that matter? No. Okay. So nothing matters really. So does that mean no qualification is needed? Anybody can practice devotional service? Ananya Bhakti? Okay. So do you know any examples of Lord Ram's devotees that have none of these qualifications? Shabri, right? No beauty, no wealth, no education, no status, no position, right? Not even spiritual knowledge, nothing. What did she have? She had Guru Bhakti, she had Guru Nishtha, she had determination, she had enthusiasm, she had patience to keep doing same thing over and over again every day and keep waiting for the Lord to come. Because my Guru has promised me, the Lord will come. Okay? Yes. Vibhishan. Okay, so it means being human doesn't matter. So animals are fine and demons are also fine. Animals are fine. Any animals come to mind? हाँ? एक एक करके बोलो. Jatayu, squirrel, Jatayu. All the monkeys, Hanumanji being the topmost, and then all the whole Vanar Sena, which is unlimited monkeys. Jambavan. So these are all animals you're mentioning, right? So animal, it doesn't matter human or animal, it doesn't matter demon or Devi Devta or nothing. So Shabri, what mattered was, so this is the verse where Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I do not care. In this world, there are so many restrictions. Females cannot do this, or Shudras or Vaishyas cannot do this. He said, I do not care. This is where he says it. He says, Mami partha vyapashritya ye api syu papayonaya Shriyo Vaishyas tatha Shudraste api yanti param gatim. Anybody knows this verse from memory? You know? You want to recite? Mhm. Again, very difficult verse. So this one says that whoever comes to me, whether they are of low caste, okay, some kind of lower species, papioni, okay. So Shabri belonged to which caste? There are 4 social orders, right? There are 4 orders. She belonged to 6th. She belonged to Chandal. She was not even Shudra. She belonged to Chandal caste, okay. And he said, Strio, whether it's in this world, so many restrictions are there on women. You can't do this, do that, or whatever. Vaishyas or Shudra, mercantile class cannot do this or that. But only Brahmins and Kshatriyas can do. He said, I do not care. Striyo, Vaishya, Shudra, te api yanti param gatim. If they are coming to me, then they will get param gati. They will get supreme destination. Okay. So those who take shelter in me, even they are of women, Vaishyas or Shudra caste, they can attain the supreme destination. So no qualification needed. And then he says, what to say of people, all of you. Now you don't belong to any of these, you're devotees. So devotees are neither Stri or Purush, they are neither Vaishyas, Shudras, they are devotees. Devotees is a caste unto itself. So a devotee, a spiritualist, a Vaishnav, a transcendentalist who is very purposefully engaged in devotional service, he says, what to speak of them? If somebody like Ratnakar, who was just offhandedly just chanting the name of Lord in reverse order, offensively, right? Without any faith, he was just saying Mara, Mara, Mara. If he can become Valmiki, imagine my devotees who are struggling and chanting deliberately every day, investing time in my names, energy, emotions in my name with faith and with surrender. Imagine what could happen to those people. So he says, so the next verse he says, what to speak of the Brahmanas, the devotees, and the saintly people. So this is what Shabri was doing. Every day she was worshipping the Lord. Every day, man mana bhava man bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vashyasi yukdvevam atmanam madhparayana. So Parayan is another word which is referred to loyalty or allegiance. I am, so lady can say, I'm Parayan to my Pati Parayan, or Narayan Parayan, or Desh Parayan, right? So in this way, whoever is Ram Parayan or Vishnu Parayan, right? So he says so Shabri was like this. She was completely absorbed in his devotional service. Always, every day she was making a kusha mat for him. Every day she was collecting berries or fruits and things to feed him. Every day she was cleaning her ashram because she know that today my Lord will come. Ram aayenge, right? So every day she was thinking, ki mere Ram aayenge. So this is the instruction Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita about that. That every day with patience, just absorb yourself in my names. And then Lord did come. He gave personal darshan. He gave personal service, direct service to Shabri. And what did he say? What does he say in Bhagavad Gita about that? What service did Shabri do for Lord Ram when he came? She gave berries, right? So she was tasting those berries. Imagine the kind of service. Like when we offer food to deities, we are so careful of cleanliness. We don't taste anything. We offer without tasting. But here, Lord is coming directly in front of her. She's tasting it and he's accepting it. No cleanliness needed. No, jhoota nahi hona chahiye. Nothing of that. In fact, it is said that Lord Ram said to Lakshman later, not said, he conveyed to Lakshman through his eyes, the best part of this fruit is where Shabri has tasted it. जहाँ पे शबरी ने चखा है, that portion is the best part. Why? It is described. Why is that the best part? Because a devotee who's always chanting the names of the Lord, they have spiritual particles in their mouth. And those spiritual particles were there which Lord Ram was tasting. So it was not just an ordinary fruit for him, this was a very divine fruit for him. So he was especially relishing that area where Shabri had tasted. So he says in Bhagavad Gita, he says that give me anything with love and devotion and I will accept it. So what does he say? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tanham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatanmana. And skip the next verse because he basically says that everything that you do, you should do for me. So she was doing everything for him. The three pillars of her success was that she was always engaged in, before her guru left, she was engaged in Guru Seva, Vaishnav Seva, and she was hearing from her guru and other devotees. So Guru Nishtha. Who was the guru of Shabri? Matang Rishi. Okay. Hint, hint. Okay. Let's skip Hanumanji. It's hard to skip Hanumanji. But with Hanumanji, the main thing to understand is that Krishna says over and over again about Karma Yoga. So especially with that leap that Hanumanji took, he did not know what the outcome will be. He just took a leap of faith. He did not know if he would be able to cross it, but he did that on the faith from Jambavan, right? He was given intelligence. Krishna says that I give you the intelligence to do a work. When you do a work for me, I give you the intelligence on how to do it, right? Dadami buddhi yogam tam. So during his leap, there were many obstacles, many she demons and many other obstacles came, and he knew how to handle each of them. And even when he reached Lanka, he had no clue how to find Mother Sita. It was vast. Lanka was huge. There's so many women there, especially so many beautiful women because Ravan was collecting them. So he did not know which woman is Mother Sita. So this intelligence, and then how to convince Mother Sita. This is very beautiful. Actually, samvad between Mother Sita and Hanuman. He did not come directly in front of her because he did not want to scare her. So he started reciting Ramayana from the tree, on top of the tree. So that when she heard it, she knew, oh, somebody is reciting Ramayana, somebody is singing glories of my Lord. So when he came in front of her, she realized that this has to be a devotee, right? And then how to convince her and everything that he did with pure intelligence, and then how, even though Lord Ram had not told him to burn Lanka, that was completely his own idea, right? How to cause harm. While I'm here, might as well cause harm to the enemy camp. So he did some extra service. And then how he got the intelligence to allow Indrajit to capture him. Why did he allow them to capture him? Who did he kill? There was one person he killed, one demon, reputed demon that he killed. Yes. Akshay Kumar. He killed Akshay Kumar at the time before he got captured. So why did he allow? Nobody could capture Hanumanji, but he allowed himself to be captured, right? Why did he allow himself to be captured? Then when he went in presence of Ravan, the whole scene that happens there and how he decides to burn Lanka, he spares Ashok Vatika and he spares Vibhishan's house. So, of his intelligence, this is called, this is proper devotional service. This is the mood of a devotee. Prabhupada says in Nectar of Instruction, in the purport of verse 3, right? He says, what is enthusiasm? He says, enthusiasm means, utsah means endeavoring with intelligence in devotional service. So an intelligent endeavor in devotional service is enthusiasm, not just, okay, sentimentally, just whimsically acting. Actually, an intelligent endeavor is called devotional service. He was very intelligent, and he did this with proper faith in Krishna. So the concept of karmanyavadhikaraste also displayed by Hanumanji there. Don't worry about the outcome, just do the work properly. This is important. I'll just touch this very quickly. Okay, let's finish. Ravan, anybody knows? I think somebody mentioned it before. How did Ravan get attracted to Mother Sita? What did he had never seen her really. Why did he suddenly decide to kidnap her? Anybody other than Navya? Huh? Shrupnaka had described Sita's beauty because she knew her brother's lusty nature. So she wanted to create disturbance. So she had described Sita's beauty to Ravan, and Ravan became meditative, contemplative of this beauty. So this reminds us of a verse, very important verse in Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you want to say that? Where Krishna talks about contemplating on a sense object makes us attached to that object. And when with attachment comes anger. Yes, what is that? See, can you recite the verse? ध्यायतो So he says that by contemplating on a sense object, so whenever you're attaching yourself, thinking about a sense, that's what the whole advertisement business is, right? They attract us towards various things. Use this, use that, and we start thinking about it. Maybe if I do this, maybe if I have this, I will somehow my life will be better off. And so that leads to attachment to that thing. And when we get that thing, we become more greedy. Right? Or that thing does not live up to our expectations, then we get frustrated, or we do not get it and we become angry. So either way, we are never satisfied. Any of those may happen, but we are never satisfied. So with Ravan, the problem was Ravan had 10 heads. So he had 10 times the more ego, 10 times more pride. Imagine our mind. Our mind is so horrible. It keeps distracting us, right? It keeps alluring us to different things. And here he has 10 heads. So much chatter going on in his mind all the time. So he was extra lusty, extra egoistic, extra arrogant, extra proud, extra angry. So with that, what happens? He had no control of his senses. He had no control of his anger. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that an uncontrolled mind is like an enemy. Okay, and that leads us to Kam, Krodh, Lobh, all these things, and they are the doorways. They are doorways to hell. Trividham narkassedam dwaram nashnam atmana kamam krodhas tatha lobhas tasmadetat trayam trajit. Give up all these things, Kam, Krodh, and Lobh. But he had all these three. Why? Because of his inflated ego, inflated mind, inflated chatter going on. On the other hand, Dashrath Maharaj, very sober person. Dashrath means somebody who can drive 10 chariots. Chariot in 10 directions. And this also means basically all his 10 senses are in his control. We have 5 working senses and we have 5 knowledge acquiring senses, Gyan Indriya and Karm Indriya. He had control of all 10 of them. So unlike the Shanan who has 10 heads, who has no control of his senses, no control of his mind, no control of his ego, Dashrath Maharaj is in complete control. That's why where he is ruling, that place is called Ayodhya, where there is no yudh, there is no conflict between people. Of course, there's a pastime that happened, but otherwise, Ayodhya means where there is no conflict in the consciousness of people, very pure, very clean consciousness. And where the Shanan rules, they're all lusty, egoistic, proud, angry, demonic people with lots of problems. Can I do one more? And then this is very beautiful point because this is the last important verse of Bhagavad Gita. So since some of you mentioned Vibhishan, this is the Vibhishan's story. So Vibhishan left Ravan. Everybody knows that? And he came to Lord Ram's camp. When he was coming, now, can you think of this for a second? He was related to Ravan through blood relationship. He's his brother. In Mahabharata, there were so many people that were related to Duryodhan through blood. They did not give up his camp and come over to Pandavas. Can we think of some people who were related to him in blood? Or they said, or Karna said that this is my friend. My Maitri Dharma is very important. So I will not give up my friendship. And even though Duryodhan is wrong, I will support him. So many people said that in Mahabharata. Is that right? That even though he's wrong, he's a vile, vicious person on side of a dharma, we will still support him because we have some sort of allegiance or loyalty or blood relationship with him, right? But Vibhishan, on the other hand, is also related to Ravan, his brother in blood relationship. He gave up Ravan, and he came to Lord Ram. This is called, when there is a lower dharma, when there is a material position versus a spiritual position, you choose the spiritual position. You choose your Sanatan Dharma. Your eternal relationship with the Lord is superior to your materialistic ideals and morals and these type of superficial ethics. Okay, so these ethics are sometimes very um, in this world they're glorified, but actually they're just, desh bhakti, matri pitri bhakti, all this is okay, but if they're taking you away from Sanatan Dharma, from serving the Supreme Lord, then you give that up to serve the Supreme Lord. That is what we saw in Vibhishan. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that give up all these other lower dharmas. So what does he say? Krishna says, very important verse of the last chapter, most important verse. If you have to remember one verse from Bhagavad Gita, this is it. सर्वधर्मान् परित्याज मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचा. So Krishna says, give up all the dharmas, do not worry. It will be very fearful situation when you give up these lower dharmas in this world. It will be fearful, but do not fear. Ma shucha, do not fear. I got you. Okay, he says, I got you. He says, Moksha Shami Mashacha. I will liberate you from everything and I will liberate you from all the sinful reactions. Do not worry, do not fear, right? Let go of all the lower dharmas. Okay, Sarv Dharman Parityaja. And then he says, I will make you fearless. Lord Ram also said something like this. When he saw Vibhishan coming, okay, when he saw Vibhishan coming, this conversation broke out between the Banners. So all the monkeys were like, he's brother of Ravan. He looks like a demon. He's a demon. There is no way he's going to help us. He must be a spy. Okay, we should not believe anything he says. So Lord Ram says, if Vibhishan comes, if this Vibhishan comes and surrenders to me, I cannot deny him anything. I will actually, if he surrenders to me, I will give him Ayodhya. So everybody got very surprised. So Grieve and all, sorry, I will give him Lanka. I'll give him Lanka. Everybody got very surprised. You will give him Lanka? So he said, but Ravan is ruling Lanka. Sugriv said, if Ravan comes and surrenders to you, what would you give him? Because he wants Lanka. He said, don't worry. If Ravan comes and surrenders to me, then I will give him Ayodhya. Then I'll give him Ayodhya. So then they say, oh, but Bharat is ruling Ayodhya. Where would Bharat go if you give Ravan the Lanka? So he said, Bharat I will give Vaikuntha. Bharat can rule Vaikuntha. So then they say, okay, if you give Bharat Vaikuntha, where would you rule? Where would you go? He says, I don't need to go anywhere. I live in the heart of my devotees. That's where I will rule. Jai Shri Ram. So this is the compassion, this is the mercy of Lord Ram. Lord Ram, if you once accept his feet, he makes you fearless. He gives you shelter. And this happened in Panchvati, that when Lord Ram would walk, because he's walking bare feet, right? All these small pebbles and stones will get stuck on his feet. So there Sita told Lakshman, he doesn't let me clean his feet. Can you clean his feet? Because put some ointment, some, jadi booty, aushadhi, because they're bleeding and they're so, bad, because all these pebbles, thorns, everything is stuck to his feet. Such soft, gentle lotus feet of his. I can't see them like that. So when Lakshman tried to clean Lord Ram's feet, Lord Ram said, don't even remove a single pebble. He said, because I've taken a vow that if somebody accepts shelter of my feet, if somebody touches my feet once, I do not let them go. These pebbles, these thorns have taken my shelter. I cannot let them go. So do not clean them. Do not take them away. And this is the verse where he says that I will, if you say that I am yours, if Vibhishan says I am yours, I will grant him fearlessness. I will give him Lanka. So with everybody else, with all of us, if we say, Lord Ram, I'm yours, we will get fearlessness. Just like Krishna promised in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Ram promises here. What does he say? He says, Sakrideva prapanno yastavasmiti cha yachate abhyam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vratam mamam. He said, Sakrideva, even once, if somebody says, Tav asmi, I am yours. Lord Ram, I am yours. Once, if you say that, Abhyam sarvada tasmai, forever that person will become fearless. Abhyam. Dadami etad vratam mama. This is my vrat. This is my vow. I give that fearlessness to the person who says, even once, Lord Ram, I'm yours. So can we say that? Lord Ram, I am yours. We'll say it 3 times. Lord Ram, I'm yours. Lord Ram, I'm yours. So this is the, you know, compassion, mercy of Lord Ram. Very high character, very high conduct, and very merciful. So please start chanting Lord Ram's names. And he has promised that he will give us Abhaydan. I just have some Ram Raksha Stotra verses, just 2 or 3 will recite and stop. This is a principle from Jatayu's life I did not mention, but whoever leaves their body in Krishna consciousness, in God consciousness, will attain Supreme Lord. That is also promised in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let's say these some prayers. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataya Namah Shri Ram Ram Raghunandana Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Bharatagraj Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Rankarkash Ram Ram Shri Ram Ram Sharanam Bhav Ram Ram Shri Ramachandra Charanam Manasa Smarami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Vachasa Grinami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Shirasa Namami Shri Ramachandra Charanam Sharanam Prapadde. So you all have said that I want to take shelter of his lotus feet. This is what you have all said just now. We already decided these ones. So I'll stop. Thank you everyone for hearing very, very patiently. I know it was long, but as you can see, all our scriptures say the same language, and all the various histories like Mahabharata and Ramayana, the devotees depict the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita through their actions. You can see that. And please read Bhagavad Gita, please read Ramayana, please read all these wonderful scriptures and purify your existence. Thank you so much. Shri Sita Ram Lakshman ki jai, Shri Hanuman ji ki jai, Syavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki jai, Ram Navami Mahotsav ki jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, maybe 2 minutes for questions and we can go to Kahoot. Please pull out extra device.